Welcome along to OneHubRacing. This is season 19 and we are here at the home of British motorsport in Silverstone, which has been held annually since 1950 for the British Grand Prix, and this is Precision Tier, the second to last tier of the night. My name is Jess, and joining me in the commentary box as usual we got Jamie. How you doing?
Yeah, very good. How are you doing, everybody? Yeah, very excited for this race. Obviously Silverstone is a traditional Formula 1 circuit. It's been on the majority of F1 seasons. It's won every One Hub season apart from season 18. So yeah, this should be a good race. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is, and obviously first held in 1950. There was doubts that the British Grand Prix wasn't going to be held in Silverstone, but there was a long contract that was hosted, which was really, really good news as well. And the track is 5.8 kilometres long. It has 18 turns. It has 8 to the left, 10 to the right, and now 2 DRS zones to look out for. And watch out for the action zones as well. The DRS zone is one after turn 5 at the Wellington Straight, heading into Brooklands, and one at the Hangar Straight, heading into Stowe. And there was one in DRS in turn 1, but they removed that in 2018 due to safety reasons. And of course, we got the mandatory 2-stop race where every driver in this tier has to make 2 stops. Last week, we were at Belgium, which provided lots of action last week, and we saw Glock do a last 2 challenge, and he managed to finish on top of the podium, picking up 20 points respectively. And I was not expecting him to do it, but he showed his championship material.
Yeah, he had a bit of luck with safety cars and penalties, but he showed his pace and his championship style there to avoid them penalties. And I think he cost the line like 4th place, but he got the win because everybody else had him, did have penalties. And yeah, a good race from Luki as well. He got the podium after he got a penalty removed, and he got the driver of the day. And Scorpion, yet again, 2nd place. He's finished 2nd 4 times this season. Also, looking at J-Luke here, he's had 3 4th places and a 5th place, and he's yet to get a podium in OneHubRacing. I wonder if J-Luke may get that podium right. He was on it last week, but because Luke got his penalty removed, he got bumped down to 4th place.
I saw his Twitter, and he was absolutely gutted that he didn't get the podium. And to be honest, I would be as well, because you were so close to getting it, and then the penalties get removed anyway. And there was a few penalties given as well in the stewards. Jana received a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision. I can't remember what bit of the track it was around Spa, but I will double check in a second as well. And that was it. Everything else was pretty much clean in terms of position. Not much reports as well. So that is great to see. And don't forget also we've had the patch update that came out on Wednesday, which had the new Imola track, which means we are racing in Imola for the finale of OneHubRacing season 19, which is great news. But also we're trialling out the esports pit release feature it was brought into the game on Wednesday as well. And that should provide things a lot easier for the drivers because they won't get held up as much. And most of the community kind of wanted it. When the management held a vote, and pretty much it was 50-50, but there was one extra person that voted for it to be kept on. So we're trying it tonight. If it doesn't go well, we won't be doing it again, but we'll see what happens with this new feature.
Yeah, no, it was mentioned. Yeah, I know that penalty. So I don't want to be about orange, Jess, but it was similar to your incident in Prospect last week, final corner. And yeah, the pit release. Obviously, I didn't really see it in my race because I was quite low in my race. So obviously, we had no safety cars in Prospect here, which is quite rare. Not in the first safety car. So I think in safety cars that'll help definitely drivers getting out, but there still will be the double stack. I don't think last week fixed, but yeah, this release will make it interesting. I wonder if drivers may be able to exploit it on the exit if they get on that pit limit a little bit early. Get that pit limit a little bit early, even if they gain a place. I don't know how it works, so hopefully get seats tonight. But you mentioned pit lanes. This Silverstone pit lane, the pit loss in here is a whopping over 30 seconds. So 37 seconds. So if it's a safety car, it's a no-brainer to pit.
Yeah, definitely no-brainer as well. It's very, very long. And that was one of the questions that was asked in the pre-race interviews. Could people be leaving it as late as possible to pit? And Colin's saying definitely they'll be hoping for safety cars. And Scorpion, I think, agrees with what Colin said. And he said everyone will clear their stops under the inevitable safety car, so it doesn't matter too much. Glock thinks not many people would leave it as late as possible. It'll be a soft final soon. I could see people getting on softs earlier as they're not bad around Silverstone, which I have to agree. I did 2 soft stints earlier when it dried up and it felt very, very nice. Johannes again said he wanted to wait for the safety car. Chris said who knows, no doubt a safety car would help some. Nick says he thinks the strategy will be very interesting. And Casper doesn't have a clue about what others might try to do. And Janel says overcutting might just be key if a safety car comes out. So that was what they were asked in the interview box regarding that as well. It is quite a tough choice because we had a situation in Prospect where the rain took a long time to dry and quite a lot of us had to wait until it dried before we made our first stops. But we may see something similar tonight, and it is typical British weather that we could see some rain because obviously it's been raining here in real life as well, so don't be surprised we see that tonight. We still got 17 drivers. I think we're waiting for a few more to show up. Whilst we do that, we'll go through the results from last week as I'll get it up. I think I need to just scroll down a little bit. There we go. So Glock won last week. Scorpion came in second. Lukey finished third. And then Joe Luke was in fourth on 12 points. Chris in fifth. Casper sixth. Janel in seventh. Nick in eighth. Johannes ninth. Larkin in 10th. Riley Byes 11th. And Colin were your final point scorers. Now, the rules were in OneHubRacing. If they were in qualifying but they disconnected for a stupid reason, I think they were allowed to get points, so that's what happened. Nick got the fastest lap inside the top 10. Battle Angel got the fastest lap outside the top 10, so Battle Angel got a point as well. Driver of the day went to Lukey, unsurprisingly, because he finished on the podium and he put a commanding performance. What does that do with the championship? Well, Glock is on 80 points, Chris is on 76, Scorpion is third on 73, Verhainen is fourth on 56, J. Luke is 5th on 50, Larkin 6th on 43, Johannes 7th on 41, Lukey 8th on 40, so that's very close between these two. Casper 9th on 36, Kyle 10th on 27, 11th Janel on 25, Nick 12th on 20, Colin 13th on 16, 14th White Fountain on 11, Ali B 15th on 10, Lakitu 16th on 7, Battle Angel 17th on 5 points, and then we got Riley Byes 18th on 2, and then obviously Passe, he had to score. I don't think Passe's coming tonight because he's said he wasn't coming, so I think we should be expecting 19 drivers. But yeah, that is the Drivers' Championship and the results, and the constructors before everyone readies up. Good time in there. Aston Martin leading on 149 points. Second, Red Bull on 107. Third, Haas on 66. Fourth, Williams on 52. Fifth, McLaren on 52 as well. So joint fourth place between these two teams. Sixth, Ferrari on 46. Seventh, Mercedes on 43. Eighth place is Alfa Romeo on 40. Ninth is AlphaTauri on 32. And Alpine in last on 31 points. So there we go. Those are your results. And we are about to head to qualifying, as I think that's all we're expecting tonight. Not a full lobby, but a good range of drivers, and it could go either way tonight.
Yeah, it could for sure. And yeah, as you mentioned, it's looking like a freeway. Looks like a freeway battle for championship opportunity. Two Aston Martin drivers and Glock. Obviously, Verhainen dropped it big time last week. And yeah, and look at that constructors. Look at the gap between fourth and last. It's 21 points. It's quite incredible how tight this midfield is. And yeah, it should be a good race. Obviously, Silverstone, as you mentioned, tyres. If it's a dry race, the soft is by far the best race tyre you can get. You can get about 10, maybe 11 laps on it in fresh soft. So if it is a dry race, I wonder if some guys may, if it's midway safety car comes in, may be on softs, may come in, do a lap on the medium hards, and come back in and do softs to the end. So if it's safety car comes out mid race, I think some guys may pit twice under the safety car.
Softs can last 13 laps around this track. Obviously, optimum pace, like you said, 10, 11 laps. So maybe they want to get the mediums out the way. And then if they're hoping for a safety car, then they can do 2 soft stints to the end, no problem as well. And it's looking quite cloudy at the moment here in Silverstone. No sun at the moment, so things could change. Going into the end of qualifying, we may see a sprinkle of rain at the end. We don't know. But luckily, we have Taz, which tells us everything we need to know about the weather. And I actually need to get Taz up because I'm a naughty gal, not getting Taz up. But there we go. So we've got 3 drivers going on the mediums with everyone else on the soft. So I think it is going to be a dry qualifying session. What could you expect with this dry qualifying session today? Well, I think we probably expect the 126s, I would say, 127s.
Yeah, 20s, yeah, I reckon maybe mid-26s or maybe even the high 26s with pole lap, yeah. So obviously Silverstone is a track with not much braking, so I do expect to see the grid quite close. It's all high-speed corners. So yeah, I think this will be a tight grid, and I reckon the whole grid will probably be separated by a second tonight. We've got a few cars coming out already. I was quickly mentioning our hot and cold drivers list. Obviously, our cold driver was Lukita. Obviously, he's a former top tier champion. He's got obviously good time this season. Only 7 points. It was mentioned by a media man that often champions struggle up in the higher tier, but struggling moving down a tier. And I think that no race line it's proving to be a bit harder than what he thought. I think, and Lukey got hot drivers. He's a driver that's got all 40 points for Alfa Romeo. He really needs his teammate to score points, and he may be able to push for the top 3. But Lukey is the one-man band yet again tonight.
Yeah, he is as well. And there was another mention on the hot and cold list as well. Freezing as well, still the game. So I think the game still caused a lot of issues for some of the drivers in position, with a few disconnects, people not being able to rejoin the session. So yeah, the guy that got the freezing is the F1 game itself. So there we go as well. So, and also about the rivalry section, we'll go through a little bit about that in a minute. It's between Scorpion and Verheyen, and they're tied on points ahead of Belgium. But as we head to the business end, would either one of these drivers be in the top 3 of the drivers' standings come round 10? And Verheyen was asked, what do you have left in your locker to get ahead of Scorpion? The last time I checked, he didn't say anything. And what I would have said, well, to be honest, I've had a few wins this season, and last season Scorpion hasn't had many. So as long as I get more consistent results than him, then I should be up ahead. And Scorpion did answer, so I'll read his answer actually. Well, I've been P2 in 4 out of 6 races, so I guess I want to get that elusive win sometime. If things don't really go my way, maybe this week. And the question he was asked, do you think you have the most momentum ahead of the run-in? So yeah, I would say Scorpion is the consistent driver, but Verheyen's getting more wins. So I don't know, it should be a close rivalry between Scorpion and Verheyen, but I think the main rivalry we've got to talk about as well, again this week, will be Scorpion and Glock. Yeah. That is the main one I think everyone is, in the media especially, is talking about. But obviously we couldn't put them both in again this week, because we wanted to spice things up a bit more.
Yeah, they could kiss me every week, yeah, and I mentioned obviously Verheyen, he won and got second or third place in Bahrain, but since then he's only had to 6th, 8th and 6th in the retirement. So Verheyen in the first 2 races, I think he was favoured for the championship, but he's dropped all the way back. He's got to be careful, like so Lukey, Larkin and Johannes may jump him. So Verheyen, rather than fight the top 3, he may be looking behind him. Then top 3 look pretty set for me, and as we've got a spinner, I believe that his battle engine who has spun it on the exit of Cops.
Yeah, we got quite a few invalidations as well. We got Verheyen that invalidated his lap going into the Wellington Straight, so not the start of the qualifying session that he would have hoped as well. I'm trying to see who's going to be the first person to cross the line. I believe one of them will be Scorpion. So he's heading towards Val now and heading into Club, keeping into that right apex as much as you can, but don't clip the curbs too much, because otherwise you're going to be sent into a spin. What's going to be a very good banker time at the moment at 1:27.0. We've got Ferrari as well that's about to finish his lap. That is Johannes, I believe. He goes in second, 1:27.2. Then we've got an AlphaTauri of Janel. He's in fourth on the mediums. And then we got Nick, who's slot into second position. Now, bearing in mind, he hasn't had much practice, because we thought he wasn't going to race tonight due to his work situation, but they were able to find cover, so Nick was able to race. But this man, he hasn't got much practice time, so this might be into the unknown for Nick. And we just saw Chris 1:26.9, so an Aston Martin 1-2. But keep an eye on Nick tonight and see if he could try and climb his way up the field, and see if not much practice may be the disadvantage tonight. But fingers crossed, Colin's setup helps him, I think, because that's what he's got tonight, is his setup. So
yeah, I think you use it well. So we've got Glock in the unusual livery Red Bull. It's 6th place on the medium tyres, only about 4 tenths off Paul. So good luck by Glock. And I mentioned J-Luke. Obviously, I mentioned he had to get a podium this season, and I think he's had a spin on his flying lap in turn 1, and he lost his wing completely. So not a great start session for the McLaren man, and the McLaren are a man short tonight. Obviously, Riley, funny enough, Riley got his points last week by his AI. So
there we go.
and I think Johannes and Scotland gets pole position to a second lap on them tyres, so he's feeling quite confident. And yeah, the two Aston guys looking good so far. And you say maybe Glock's a quicker driver, but definitely for sure the Aston Martin are the quicker team. And I know for sure they do communicate in. And I was mentioning that on the previous interviews, and they both said that really helps. They can really figure out the strategy and how to plan for the race. So I think as we communicate with our teammates. I think it does help in the race, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think without having your teammate there to help you with any strategies, you don't know who's around you on track, you don't know who to watch out for as well, because if they're ahead of you, if there's a yellow flag, they can actually tell you who it is and what part of the circuit, so you know to slow down as well. And also, in terms of the pit stops as well, it helps with avoiding the double stack as well. So I think having a teammate in the party is crucial as well, as I think a few other people also communicated with their teammates in the race. Nick obviously communicates with Wyatt Fountain, and they said they work very well together. Casper works well with Colin. He said Colin is always so positive and great to work together with him. And then Colin said Casper and I in the party chat communicate well. He's a top bloke and sounds exactly like Mika Hakkinen. I've never actually heard Casper's voice, so I don't have a clue. But Casper's finished, so I could see that. And Glock hasn't really communicated with Kyle, but maybe he's got to in the last few rounds to make sure he does well in the Drivers' Championship as well, because I think everybody else, maybe apart from Janel, communicates with their teammates quite nicely.
Yeah, it's good to see a good teammate. I know Nuki doesn't, because he hasn't really got a teammate, but I think everybody else does. And Kyle last week, he had decent pace, but he just kept spinning, and I believe in Singapore he actually ran out of tyres. So yeah, Kyle just have good pace, but he just seems to make a lot of mistakes, and that's costing the Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. These Aston guys, they're just so inconsistent. And a good lap by Nick in third place. Obviously, Nick, I mentioned last week in Spa, he was on for a pole lap, I believe, but then he had a wheel disconnect. So Nick, for sure in qualifying, shows some good pace, but he hasn't really put a good race together. He just seems to get involved in the instance, and he was in the pinnacle tier. Let's not forget, as Colin was at third place, decent lap there by the Williams man, who had a great race in Australia. But yeah, again, not Colin and Nick, both in the management team, and they both had disappointing seasons.
Yeah, they had as well. Don't forget, Colin was in the podium tier last season as well, and Colin was feeling quite confident going into this race. And the last time we were here, actually, was in the short version of the track. I'm gutted that the short version is not in the game anymore. And Colin actually won that in the podium tier. But don't forget, this is a step up as well. There are drivers that are a lot quicker. So I think Colin, if he does well and scores like maybe top 5, top 10, now that would help for the rest of the season, because obviously we've got Austria coming up as well, which is definitely a high speed track to watch out for next week. And obviously we've got Imola for the final round as well, which again will be a bit of an unknown. I can't remember what the round 9 was. America, that's it, Kota.
Austria,
so we've got Austria, Austin, and then Imola for the final 3 rounds. We've still got Silverstone, of course, to watch out for, as the Keto is going through Brooklands, as he almost went wide there. Luckily he managed to avoid that by going off the foot a little bit. Now going into Cops, you can take it flat out if you turn it at the right time at the 50-metre board and aim to the right a little bit, which is what Lakitu has done. And now he's going into the famous Maggots and Beckett section, which is so lovely on this game. And obviously they have fixed a few sections of the track due to the patch as well, so I think a few drivers will be finding it a lot better as Scorpion moves out the way, as Lakita now heads towards Stoke Corner. I don't think there'll be an improvement. We are looking at Taz just to see what their best sector time is. Lakita, I don't think has set any PBs at the moment, so I don't think it's going to be an improvement. Actually, it might be. Yeah, it is an improvement, actually, because he didn't set a lap time. That's probably why. 1:26.866 puts him in P2. That is not a bad showing for a guy that is running no assists in the second top tier. That's obviously why he was moved down from the top tier, because obviously he's running no assists as well. Ali B as well, sitting there in third. He's doing a pretty decent job as well. For Hayden yet to set a lap, we got White Fountain who's going through set 2 now. So we'll see what he does.
Nick's on a good lap, he's purpled the middle sector. What can Nick do? Can he get to pole position? He's cross line now. Looks like a good lap from him. Yes, pole position for Nick. Wow, great lap by Nick. But Glock's starting a lap, so we'll keep an eye on what he does. He's already purpled first sector, so Glock may break Nick's party, but who else? I think White Fountain's on a decent lap as well. The two Alpines showing a nice turn of speed. White Fountain's had only 11 points this season. He really needs to improve. Cross-side now, and he's 4th place. The Alpines showing a good turn of speed.
Yeah, they must be liking Silverstone, to be honest, as well. And Nick would have been gutted to miss tonight because he likes the track as well. And White Fountain up as he's trying to get into the pits very, very quickly as he can. So let's hope he can set a few more laps as well. I'm just seeing who else is about to finish a lap. We've got Blue Q's about to start one. Larkin is going through just past the Wellington Straight. We've got Glock. This is a man to watch out for. He had a qualifying ban last week. Luckily, he doesn't have a qualifying ban this week, so we'll see his true potential. Can he beat Nick? He beats Nick by a whopping about almost 4 tenths per second, and he goes 7 tenths quicker, 126.483. So that is a championship leader there, showing the benchmark at the moment. Battle Angel's not set a representative lap time. Everyone else has, so... And Verheyenen's still got... And Jalica's retired. So I don't know what's happened to him. But he's going to be starting at the back by the looks of things, because Verheyen is about to start a lap.
He's in the pit lane. He's in the pit... maybe it moved back to pit lane. But he's not qualifying, man. That's strange. I don't know what happened there. We may get more information later. As Yana moves up to 4th place. Good lap by him. Yeah, see what Larkin do. Larkin's on the good first sector, but he's spun it in Magnussen Beckett's, and that is his lap ruined. He did purple the first sector, but yeah, he had a moment in Magnussen Beckett's, and that is his lap done. What about Lukey's? The third lap on the softs. Obviously, Lukey's first podium is the last week. He hasn't won since, I believe, is it season 15? He hasn't. His
14.
Last race win.
Season 14, Abu Dhabi, I believe.
Yeah, so he'll be looking to maybe break the duck tonight. What can he do? 2 decent first sector, a little bit off the pace, but he made up the top 10 in this and moves to 11th place. So, yeah, it's quite a close grid though. Look between Nick in 2nd and Lukey down in 11th. It's 3.5 tenths. It's competitive. And then in our team, in the wet, it was quite close qualifying. So, yeah, Silverstone's a track where he did tend to get tight grids. As Battle Age lost it in turn 2, he managed to keep it out the wall. Yeah, Battle Angel's not having the best qualifications at the moment, and Verheyen hasn't set a time yet, so he's under pressure.
Yeah, as Glocker's setting fastest sector 1, 2 and 3 at the moment, but Ali B was purple sector 1. I thought it was going to be a glitching game, but it says on task that he is purple sector 1. A 27.285 was his fastest sector overall compared to Glock's 27.3, so Ali B and Glock, they're so close right now. We'll see how he sector 2 is, because sector 2 is where he struggles a little bit. Glock's sector 2 was a 35.6. So what is Ali B's going to be? A 35.8. So he's about 2 tenths slower. So I think that Ali B and Glock are at the same pace. He may be slowing down a little bit. I'm not entirely sure because he may not be as confident. So he's getting through Stowe and now he's getting into the pit. So I think he must have messed up middle sector, which probably cost him as well. And Carl is going for a lap in sector 2 now. I'm loving the Turkish Grand Prix livery on the Red Bulls. They're only going to be there until like mid-November, so they're going to be there for the rest of the OneHubRacing season. So these guys have got to make the most of it. I kind of wish I was in the Red Bull, but yeah, it does look pretty nice to see. But I think we got a few more white cars on the grid, but at least they're still showing blue in the timing towers, so at least we won't get confused in that sense.
They got confused, I think, in the race where he was lapping the Haas, but yeah, I'd prefer it a bit more if it was just the yellow wasn't there, if it was just like red and white, but yeah, it just looked pretty nice, and it looks better on the game than in real life, I think, as Kyle's doing 2 green sectors, he's about 2 tenths off in his lap, so this lap may bump him in the top 10 with a good final sector. He's got a yellow flag sector 1, I believe that is a slow car. Got the pits, the car's cross line now. What can he do? Can he get in the 26s? Yes, the 26.8 had a good final set there. He's up to 6th place. And yeah, again, joins that really congested pack behind Glock, who is dominating the qualification so far. As I believe Casper is next down the lap. He's in a personal best first sector. Colin's in a really good first sector. Colin's 2.5 tenths quicker than his teammates. So Colin, obviously, we know he loves Silverstone, and he'd be looking to have a race similar to Melbourne for the Williams guy. And yeah, the Williams guys seem to pick up the bad luck this season, Williams. So I think they definitely have better results than what they show. They just don't seem to really have the look on their side.
Yeah, I think a few drivers say they were going to do well around this track, and looking at their time trials as well, it looks like they're very quick. But when it comes to the race, it's a completely different story, because it's not just about what happens in quali. That's where you don't get points. You get points in the race. And I don't know why Casper's on 4-lap on softs. I don't think he's meant to do that. Maybe he hasn't done much practice, and he's still going out. So I'm intrigued to say the least. We've got 2 minutes left. Maybe it could be a wet session. We don't know. But according to TAS, it does not say it's going to rain. The weather actually for the race is going to be starting off sunny, and then it's going to get cloudy 30 minutes in, and then 40, and it's going to stay like that for the rest of the race. So no rain expected. And it is around about 6-11%, so no, we're not going to get any rain at all. But you never know with approximate weather. As Verheinen's about to start his lap, he's leaving it a bit too late. Same with Battle Angel as well. So I doubt we're going to see in the 125s, but definitely we'll see in the 126s. Glock is just miles ahead, but we'll see. Nick's improved. Is going to improve by quite a lot, maybe, as well. So we'll see what happens when he goes in sector 1. 27.3, so he actually matches Glock's first sector, but actually no, he I think it's a few hammers of a second slower than Glock. So he's actually, as long as he gets his sector 2 right, he's going to be pretty much equal on the pace to Glock, which could be quite incredible as well. So we'll see how he manages cops. Could have taken that a bit better, but I think I know Glock was pushing it too much. We got yellow flags, so there's probably people moving out the way. As I think we got more people about to start the laps as well. I think we got, let's follow Chris. Chris is ahead? No, I don't think so. I think it's Scorpion.
It's purple sector 2.
Purple sector 2. There we go, folks. So Nick is absolutely nailing it so far, as long as he doesn't go through wide and Stowe. And Lakitu's now purple sector 2. So times are flying here. And look at that. Lakitu and Nick setting identical middle sectors. That is just crazy. 26.6. That puts him P2 still, and Glock is still faster, but Nick will have time to go again if he has enough ERS and fuel to boot. Lakitu has invalidated, which is a bit of a shame. So he won't be, I don't think we'll be competing. We've got Jano as well going through Wellington Straight. I'm just trying to look at the map and see who's quickest, as Glock stays in P1. I think it's Johannes who's going to be the first person to cross the line. And I'm just seeing Johannes' time at the moment. He's currently sitting in P12. He's setting a personal best middle sector, 35.7. So compared to everybody else, he's 2/10 slower. Lakitu still has set in the purple middle sector, but it doesn't count, obviously invalidated. So Johannes can only match P5 at the moment. Verheinen and Janel have retired. So we'll see when everybody else crosses the line. We've got Battle Angel, who really needs to improve, really. He's setting not a good lap time, so, but I think it's going to be representative now. 120, it's going to be a 127, I think. Yes, 127.569. Next across the line will be one of the Aston Martins. Will be Scorpion, I believe. Yes, it will be Scorpion as he heads through Vale. Final corner, is it going to be Pole? Nope, it's not. He does not improve, goes into third place. Then I think we've got, no, we don't have Casper, as Casper's in the pits. Then we've got Chris, who's going to go into the final corner, as he takes some good speed there, but he's not going to improve either. Stays in 11th. What about Ali B? Ali B saying a personal best middle sector, which puts him up into 4th place, and that is it for qualifying then. So Glock is on par with Larkin improving to 2nd. So I'm looking at Larkin's sector times. He's setting personal best everywhere, but in sector 1, he was the fastest guy out there.
Yeah, and Nick on his lap, he got balked by the end, because a lot of guys on the final 2 corners that were starting qualifying laps. I think Nick definitely lost time in the final sector. I don't think enough for pole, but he definitely would be on the front row. But yeah, Larkin got lap in the end. He didn't get a second lap. He only had 1 lap of medium, so he put a lot of pressure on him. Down like 15th place, I think, and he really nailed it at the end there. So Larkin, obviously, he's had a couple of poles this season, but yeah, Glock again is on pole, but it is quite a close grid.
Yeah, it is. So let's go through your results. So Glock in P1, Larkin P2, Nick P3, Ali B 4th, Scorpion 5th, Lukey 6th, Verheyen 7th, Johannes 8th, Janel 9th, Lakitu in 10th. If the race is dry, which it is on task, they will be starting on the softs. People outside the top 10 who have free tire choice are Kyle, White Fatting, Chris, Colin R. Mason, Battle Angel, Casper and Jaylee. Jaylee will be starting from the bat, and there was a question being asked in the pre-race interviews, will the wet race help them? And most people want it dry. Johannes saying go away with the rain, and Nick didn't want wet either. Same with Colin. Scorpion said he's not sure. Glock would have preferred a wet race, but Janel said it would help him having a wet race, and Chris says as long as he's at the front, a wet race would help. But we're not going to get a wet race here, so I think most people in position will be very relieved about that. So before we head to the formation lap, Jamie, would you like us to run through our sponsors and partners, please?
Yes, obviously we've got our new sponsors this season. We've got Next Level Racing, who yet again provide the league with the NLR Direct Drive. We own that to be awarded the Drive Season Awards. That's a new award. And we've also got 3M Sim Racing. We're sponsoring the league by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to drive with the most poles and combined fastest laps. And I have to say, Glock is one of the contenders for that for sure. And partners are Verse Patino sponsoring our prizes. Obviously we get top 3 for the drivers, top 3 commentators, and the Constructors Champions, as well as the Gun Gets Tough Award, and the Most Committed Commentator Award, and also ERT. They sponsor that Gun Gets Tough Award, so yeah, shout out to them, and shout out to our ERT drivers lobby, who are Kyle, Nick, and Jarno. And yeah, it should be a beautiful sunshine. This is reminiscent of Silverstone this year, where it was beautiful sunshine, maybe a little bit too hot, but yeah, the drivers, they'll be enjoying this. This should be a good race. Silverstone's a flat out track, and tyre wear really isn't an issue around here. And hopefully, we get safety cars, slightly fewer safety cars in the past few weeks, because there have been a bit too many safety cars. Yes. So hopefully, a bit of a cleaner race this week. And on our press conference question, it was for Colin. It was asked your overall. Oh, sorry, it's for Glock. And it was asked, your overall stats suggest you are very consistent, and with last week's spectacular champion-like drive, is this a sign of things come for the remaining rounds? Obviously, he did regain the championship lead, and he said his biggest strength is consistency. He thinks his race lap times suggest the same. If he can keep it up in the remaining rounds and keep his championship lead, he wants a slightly easier win than last week. And well, starting on pole, I think it won't be as stressful race as it was last week for him, as long as he avoids them incidents.
Yes, and an interesting response for Glock there as well, and to be honest, he can't afford to make mistakes as well, because that's where sometimes people lose the championship in many seasons gone by. Fernando Alonso, I take him as an example there as well. So looking at the tyres, quite a mixed bag actually, but it is an easy either soft, medium, soft two-stop race, or a soft, medium, or a medium, soft. So they can go pretty much 3 ways, as we've got Kyle on the mediums, White bouncing on the softs, Chris on the mediums, Colin on the mediums, Battle Angel on the softs, Casper on the mediums, and J-Luke on the medium compounded tyres. So yeah, to be honest, it doesn't matter which way you go really, but we'll see if the overcut or the undercut works, because it can be absolutely massive, and hopefully the drivers will just keep it a lot cleaner than last week. We don't want to see safety cars. I think we had 3 in precision last week, but we had 3 in prospect last week as well, but we had none this week. So could this be the sign that we get no safety cars in precision? Let's just hope so, because otherwise there will be. I think there might be the safety car maybe put to reduce, but yeah, we'll find out soon. So many predictions though to consider. We could see, I think, Janel climbing his way up, maybe Chris as well, starting 13th. He is anomaly down there. He used to be near the front with Scorpion, so I think he wasn't too impressed with his qualifying, so he's going to make up his way through the grid very quickly. I thought he would have started on softs, but I'm guessing both the Aston Martin drivers want to be on different strategies. Yeah,
obviously J-Luke's out the back grid, and I'll quickly mention in the points tier, we had he's got a drink Larkin spoiler formation lap. I'll quickly mention the points tier. We had Liam, who started in the back of the grid, and he actually won the race in the back of the grid. So
wow.
Shout out to Liam for that, a great drive, and yeah, this should be a good race. And I think Glock has to be the favourite for the win, but yeah, if it's a safety car on that one, I think these medium guys will definitely pit and do 2 sets of softs to the end. It is doable, but yeah, if it's safety car on that one, I expect to see the whole field in the pits.
Yeah. Watch out, guys. This is going to be absolutely epic. 26 laps await our drivers. 70% of the Silverstone lap can be taken. at Fort Frossall. We've seen many moments in Silverstone where Hamilton has dominated in the wet, and also the tyres maybe having a bit of an issue with Pirelli as well. 2013, Felipe Massa's tyre, wait, remember 2020 as well, where there was loads of punctures. But anyway, the 4 and 5 red lights are on here at Silverstone for the position tier tonight, and we are underway. Let's see what the start is like before we head to turn 1 of Abbey. Looks like Glock has a better getaway from Larkin. Nick, there's a bit of a spin. I think that's Ali B that's had a bit of a spin and coming together. There's a pile up there for Hayden spun. The two houses not having a good day. Battle Angel as well. Casper may have had a bit of a spin topping. I saw McLaren of J-Luke might have had a bit of actually no, it wasn't, but I think it was probably another McLaren. But anyway, a few coming together at the back, but apart from that, people in the front are having a good start. Carl's had a good start as well. He's jumped into 7th place, overtaking Johannes, so he must be liking this track. Maybe the white Red Bull livery is showing him good favours so far, but Glock's already pulling away to Larkin, 8/10 per second.
Yeah, obviously, it's been instant. I think the two Hasses did maybe come together there. J-Luke, Verheyen, Luke and Ali B have all got wind damage, so they're all going to pit on that one, because wind damage on Silverstone is not the one thing you want to be. But yeah, Glock got an excellent launch there. Larkin, the front three were sort of in motion, and Scorpion, Honey got a good start there. He got ahead of the 4th place guy. And Scorpion, if he wants to win this championship, he has to clear Glock and Larkin. He can't allow Glock to get through. But look at Jarno. Jarno's got a great run. Obviously, we didn't mention this earlier, but Silverstone the Dry, it does have the tendency to have DRS trains, so we may see these cars when DRS is enabled lap through. We may see these cars drag each other along, and it might make overtaking slightly more difficult, because it is a track where you can overtake on. But yeah, great first lap by Glock. Obviously, J-Luke is in the pits, and it's just enough Lukey and Verheyen are staying out. I believe Ali B are staying out, so obviously they think they've only got slightly minor wing damage. You may not even notice it, but even with 3% wing damage, you will feel it around here.
Yeah, but it doesn't show it on the game sometimes. Even though it shows it on task, it may not pick it up in the game as well. So they think, they could keep going, but even a small loss of downforce around this track with front wing damage does cost you quite a bit as well. So yes, as the DRS train will start to grow very soon as well. Also, another big gainer as well from the start was Chris. He's up into 10th place already after starting on the mediums. Lukey has gained quite a bit as well, as we've got Nick Spun. Nick Spun in I think it was it's a Woodcote. That's an easy corner to lose it. I lost it a bit in practice, and I had a bit of a slide in the race as well, which lost me a chunk of time. So it's quite difficult. That's that corner, especially. His tyres are overheating as well. I'm actually going to keep an eye. It doesn't show you the temperature, but he's already on like 15% tyres at the moment on his front left. So his front left are definitely taking a beating right now, and he's been chased by Verheyen, and so surely it's going to be an easy move for him, which it is. But Nick is actually going to try and challenge that as well for P13. So he's not giving up that easy. He still wants that point, because you can get point inside the top 10 for fastest lap and outside the top 10 as well. And Scorpion 130.000 exact for fastest lap. I've never seen that before as well, but DRS is enabled, so I wonder if Janel's going to take advantage of that, because Scorpion is out of DRS range coming into the Wellington Straight. He's got to gain a few hundreds in order to get into DRS. I think he's just missed the DRS detection point, so yeah, it looks like Janel could gain, but not as much. So I think the train is going to get bigger and better right now.
Yeah, Scorpion, the front two starting to pull away a bit. Yeah, they're all front three set the same lap times. Yeah, Nick did the same thing what Vettel did in the race this year. He's going to be past Verheyen, so he's getting his tyres back into working range, and he's got to try and make his way through the field. It's J-Luke. He's almost half lap behind. It just shows you how much a pit stop does lose you around there. And J-Luke's going to have to hope. Obviously, he's still in the race because it's a Magic 2 stop, and he still can get some good result, but he needs a safety car really to really make his day work. And Scorpion cannot get in the DRS Larkin, and he's going to have to use his battery to try and gain. But now Larkin's got DRS and Glock, and Scorpion he may fall the clutches of Jarno, as it looks like the front two are starting to pull away.
Unfortunately, you can't see the deltas on our screens at the moment. I thought Cody's have fixed that, but doesn't look like that bug has been fixed, unfortunately. But no worries, that's a thing we can report to them, and hopefully they'll get fixed as well. So Larkin now just set the fastest lap as he sets, I think, He hasn't even set purple sector and he's still got fastest lap, so that's quite crazy. As Janel now goes fast, so times are starting to tumble right now. So Lukey goes into the pit, and I wonder if it's damage. I'm just looking. He may repair his damage actually, or it might just be a cheeky undercut. No, but it is front wing damage, and he's going to go for the medium compounder tyre, so he's going to be a soft, medium, soft, and yeah, a track around Silverstone where tyre wear is pretty much non-existent. If you pit early, it doesn't. If you have damage at lap 1 or lap 2, it doesn't affect your race. You can still treat it as a one-stop race from then on, which is a good thing. It could help. It could technically help you, but not help the ones who obviously still yet to pit. Still no safety car yet though, and Glock is leading by 0.7 of a second. I'm just trying to see. Whitefine's actually on the back of Johannes. Whitefine's actually got some good speed. I wonder what his setup is like at the moment, but I'm liking the way he's handling this race so far. I think he qualified outside the top 10 as well. So if you have Whitefine in your fantasy, you're probably loving life right now.
Yeah, Whitefine started in 12th place, so he's made good progress, and he's on the back of Johannes, who he's gained a position. All these guys have gained positions, and yeah, Luke, he did stay out just ahead of J. Lucas. Battle Angel, he's the first guy to get a penalty. Obviously, people talk about Glock larking, he's just about staying there in Glock, but Scorpion is getting dropped. He's got two. AlphaTauri's goes side by side in the final corner. Lakito gets it done. Jano's off the track and they're fighting to turn one. Surely Jano has to give this up. Yes, he does, and that's a bit feisty for two AlphaTauri guys, but Lakito, he's having a good race so far, up to 4th place. Look, he's getting 6th places. So Lakito, this is what I expect from this season. Nice, aggressive driving there, and I think Jano had to back out of it, but Lakito gets a bit leery on next, and that might allow Jano past on the DRS approaching Brooklyn. So let's see what he does. He's going to have a run here into the. He's going to break his teammate. Yes, he does. Lakito's fighting around the outside though, and he can do multiple lines. This corner's great because both lines are viable. Lakito gets a better exit, but Jano has to back out of it, and Lakito hangs on just. But wow, what great fighting from the two AlphaTauri boys.
That was incredible stuff as well, and that is an example of teammates really, really pushing as well. And Janel said in the pre-race interviews that he doesn't even know who his teammate is. Well, after this race, Janel, you'll definitely know who it is because you're racing him, for goodness sake. So, Janel was probably not expecting Lakita to be up there as well, but he's got the ERS. So Lakita has less, so this could be advantage Janel then as we head towards Stowe. Not close enough. Larkin's about 4/10 behind Glock. We'll keep an eye on those two very soon. Battle Angel getting a penalty. We have one driver in the pits. That's probably one of the Scorpion. So he's going for the undercut, and he has no damage. So he's going to prove a point that the undercut could work. But I wonder, like we said earlier with the pre-race interviews, I wonder if a few people will just stay out for a little bit longer, just to be on the softs for a little bit longer. So Scorpion goes in, onto the mediums he goes, and he will hopefully join in some clear air. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out. Kyle's had a bit of a spin, and Johannes is like, thank you very much, that is position gained for me. But Lakito has lost a bit of ground as well, so Janel's up to 3rd, Kyle 4th, Johannes 5th, Lakito 6th. It's going to be side by side with White Fountain and Chris as well. There's so many battles happening in the space of a few laps, and it's all triggered by someone blinking first and going for the move, and it did not work out, and it's allowing people just to breeze past as well. So Lakito also having a good battle with Janel. He's falling at the wayside at the moment, but we'll see. You never know. People up front could make a mistake, and Lakito could be back in this again. Fair play to Carl so far, doing an incredible job on the medium compounded tyres. And you can see that the softs maybe start to wear a little bit. We got a yellow flag. That is Casper that spun through. Is that through the old pit exit?
Exit Cops pit exit. Yeah, it was. Cal's got one of Jano approaching Cops. You go approaching Stowe, so maybe on the outside. No, Jano defends it. Will Jano dive in the pits? I wonder. No, he stays out. Kyle sent him side of club. Is he? No, he thinks better of it. But Kyle. Them softs are starting to go, I think. I think the mediums are starting to hold their own. My intention in the race is a dry race to run to around lap 8 on the soft. So I think a lot of these guys are thinking similar. As you see, Johannes, Lakito and Nick all in the pits. Nick has got some work to do to cover from his spin early on. But look at the front too, side by side. Look at Kyle. Kyle's going to go round the outside of the complex. Jano is going to be on a compromised line, so Kyle should get the better exit. But who's got DRS? I believe Kyle will have DRS, but Jano may have the slipstream, so it might work out from there. But no, Kyle he's pulling away. So Kyle, it's up to third place. Kyle's on a great race on the medium tyres. He's the lead runner on the mediums, and he will lead the race when these front two pit.
I am looking at Carl's lap times at the moment, and it's quite consistent. 1:29.821 on the mediums. He's almost matching what Glock does on the softs, and Glock set the fastest lap. So I don't know what Carl has been smoking or reading before this race, but he must be doing something. He's matching his teammates. So I wonder if it's a sign of things to come for Red Bull. I don't know. It's incredible stuff from him. Janel's in purple in the first sector right now as well, but we can see White Fountain is chasing on for Janel as well, so that could be quite intriguing. I wonder if the pit that Nick and Johannes made has triggered everyone else to come in. Yes, they did. Oh, that was almost a stock go, but they did. And obviously, Carl stays out because he's on the mediums. He's going to be on two soft sticks towards the end. Yes, everyone that's been on the softs will come in. I wonder if Battle Angel, well, he's got to follow suit really. If he doesn't, he's going to lose a chunk of time the more he stays out. Yes, Battle Angel goes in.
Yeah, just the pit line just come up very early. As Ali's out, he's binned it. Now, will that be a safety car? He's binned it in. Whereabouts is that? Yes, it is a safety car. So these guys in the pits, it's worked out for them. I think they're gonna. And Glock, it's worked out. Glock again is getting a look at the safety car after saying that he's in the lead still. Yeah. Wow. What do you think, Kyle? Surely these beam guys will pit, and Kyle might lead the race. You know, when he pits. Looking at this.
Yeah, don't forget the pit lane lost about 30 seconds. So I'm going to get Gap to leader as well, because it's going to be very important. Gap between himself and Glock, 25.8 seconds. So he's going to come out. I think he's going to come out just behind Larkin. So he's going to be P3. Yeah. He's going to be P3, which I have to say, from him starting quite low down on the grid, that is pretty incredible. And he's going to be on the fresher rubber as well. So he could be challenging for the win of this race. And that is insane strategy. He's going to hope that everyone else will slow down on the safety car. But, Carl was going to make sure his pit stop is perfect. You'll lose less time on the safety car, so he could come into the lead, actually, as well. Chris will come in as well. Colin, Casper. I don't know. Who would benefit? The ones that are pitted or the ones that are still yet to pit? I don't know. Carl has taken advantage. So is Chris. Colin, they've all got to. Like we said earlier, Jamie, if there is a safety car, you have to pit.
Yeah, you have to pit, yeah. And I wonder if these guys, like the Glock, Larkin, Jan, they'll come in and put their over set of mediums on, because you can get a set of mediums end on lap 8, so especially safety car. So I expect to see these guys coming for their second stop behind the safety car. We'll wait and see. Glock staying out, Larkin's in, so yeah, Glock staying out. What about Scorpion? Scorpion's staying out. So the two champion killers are staying out, and they'll be right next to each other on track. So fireworks again with Glock and Scorpion. Where Kyle's going to lead the pits. Now, where will he come out? Glock, I think, will keep the lead. Yes, he will. Kyle, will he start in second place? I think he will be. Red Bull 1-2, I think. Yes, it is.
When was the last time we saw that?
Can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember last time Red Bull 1-2 1-0, but I remember. I don't know, but it's incredible. Remember, Kyle's got the slow out the way. Kyle could be on for the race win tonight.
Yeah, I did say that as well. And there's also another driver that could be in this as well. Chris, who's also on the soft. Colin could be on for a good result. This has thrown the strategy wide open. I am very, very excited as well. Glock realises that everyone that's started on the mediums is going to be at a huge advantage, but that's not going to affect him too much. And he does know as well that Carl is just about quicker on the mediums as well. So as long as Glock can match the pace he's done, Carl's done on the mediums, I'm sure that he'll be very, very happy with that. But it's not going to be long before everyone else catches up. But this brings the likes of Nick, Battle Angel and Bahanen back into this race, because they're able to catch up to the pack and still gain position them. But Bahanen and Battle Angel have got penalties, and we do know that if there's a safety car and if you got a penalty, you're in deep trouble.
Yeah, penalties are quite a lot. You do tend to get quite a few penalties ourselves. For the move now, it's only 3 drivers who didn't get a penalty, so yeah, it is quite common. And yeah, but you got to keep that, like the Larkin, Jarno, they've only done their 2 stops, so they're effectively in the net race lead when everyone else pits at the end. But they'll be on mediums, and these guys will be on soft. So this race is interesting. You got guys on different strategies, and well, if this is the last safety car, you have to say like Larkin is good for the win. But if another safety car comes out, well, it's anybody's day. As I believe Casper's coming in again. So Casper and Kyle. So Kyle's coming in again. So he's. Surely they'll go on the mediums, and you see how much he gained cutting down because Kyle jumped to the lead, so he's going to lead the lap technically because he gained so much time in the pit lane, but now he's going to lose time because he's in the pits. But yeah, these guys all means to the end. But so interesting enough, we've only got Glock, Chris, Scorpion, and Colin. They're on different strategies. They're going to have to try and work together and pull a gap to these cars behind.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, I understand why some people have probably gone in to pit for again, because then they don't have to wait until the end. But would you want to be on the fresher rubber? Would you want to be on the soft to the end? I don't know, but you lose so much less time in the safety car, and there's some drivers that have to pit again. So this could work very, very well in Carl's favour as well. Same with Casper as well. And I'm just looking at, I know we can see it on task, but I've just brought it up just in case those of you that are watching. So Glock, Chris, Scorpion and Colin, they have still yet to make their second stop. Everybody else has stopped once. So Larkin is your net race leader.
Yeah, they're tied out between the soft and the medium. It's about half second, but let's not forget these guys will be on quite old mediums, and the front four they're being quite new soft, so I reckon that'll be well over a second lap quicker. So it's going to be difficult. Them front four are banking on another safety car. I'm pretty sure of it. That's what they're banking on.
Well, you can't really ban for a safety car. I was literally hoping for a safety car in Prospect, because if we did get a safety car in Prospect, I would have got a good result because I would have jumped quite a bit. But unfortunately, we didn't get one. But I think this probably won't be the last safety car we see if this is anything to go by from last week, as a safety car is in this lap. So this is going to be interesting for Glot, as he's your race leader now, with Chris alongside Scorpion in third. So I wonder if the two Aston Martin boys will be working together as well. But the top four are at a disadvantage compared to the rest of the field, who don't need to stop again. So they are going to be having a little bit of an issue, but at least they're going to try and pull away from the rest of the field. If they pull away from the rest of the field, then it won't come back to bite them. So let's watch Glot. He's got to get a really good restart, and it looks like he does. He's got a brilliant restart over Chris, so this could really help him. As it's green, green, green in position tier. We are green flag racing, and it looks like everyone has got away well so far, and they don't want to be held up in front of the medium ones, I have to say, for the likes of Chris and Colin. Lukey getting himself a 3-second time penalty due to multiple warnings, so he's another driver to add to the penalty list. I think the more these laps go on, I think the more people will be getting warned and getting penalties. These guys will be pushing due to the fact that the safety car has just came in. So Larkin has gained quite a bit on Colin as well, but don't forget Adele's could change a lot as well. But I wonder if Larkin has to fight too hard, because he knows that if he does fight too hard, he may bin it and he may lose the lead. So he's probably going to be taking it a bit cautious, but he wants to go for moves anyway because he doesn't want to be held up on people who's still yet to pit. So good start from Glock today, and Chris is already a second down on Glock, even though Glock is on the medium tyres.
Yeah, Chris fell asleep on that restart. Glock went quite early. We tend to see a lot of guys go quite late because of the nature of so I wasn't surprised Glock went before the final two corners. Yeah, he's got a gap, and Chris is on the soft tyre, so in theory he should be quicker, but Glock is keeping him in that second. That's what he needs to do. He needs to really just keep him in the second, and they've both got similar levels of battery, so yeah, this next lap is crucial for Chris. He's got to try and close that gap a little bit and help. If he can get in DRS, his teammate will be, and that will help them. But if he isn't, I fear Glock may pull away because he's showing really good pace, and Larkin is behind Colin, and yeah, he will play it safe, but I think if he sees he only go for a move if it's 100% sure it'll pay off, because Colin's dragging himself along with Scorpion, so Colin's got decent pace on them soft. Glock, he's doing what he has to do. He's just being really clever. He's got Chris. He's slowly gaining, but it seems to be Glock just seems to be the more consistent of the two drivers. Has got a few close battles behind, but nobody's really threatening overtake at the moment.
No, I think due to the train that we were talking about earlier, no one's budging at the moment, and Glock is definitely in the driving seat right now. He's got a 4-point gap over Chris in the championship. Basically, the top two in the championship are top two on the track. Same with Scorpion, who's in third in the championship. He's third on track as well. So they got a point to prove. They're still in the championship fight as well. And there could be quite a lot of drivers that will be eliminated from championship contention after tonight as well, because after round 7 we'll be getting permutations by our stats man Cam, so we'll have an idea who's still in the fight and who is out of it as well, and what the championship contenders need to do in order to stay in this as well, because it can go down to the wire. I really do hope in position tier it goes down to Imola, because what finale that would be for the position tier, I have to say. It went down to the wire last season. I hope it goes down to the wire this season in position as well. So DRS enable then. Chris is still in detection, but I think Glock is pushing now.
Yeah, Glock. But I think Chris has got it. I think detection is around here, so Chris will have DRS just, but I don't think Scorpion has in his team in it, so Chris he's just about hanging in there, but he's got to try and, but he just doesn't have the pace. I think that gap seems to stay constant on a second, but yeah, Chris will have DRS to help him, and Chris is losing a lot of his battery to keep up, but he's in a nice position now where he's gained about 4.5 temps down that straight. So it shows you how powerful the DRS is, especially down that hanger straight. And you mentioned Imola. I noticed I did race Imola. I know it's not yet. I noticed Imola. The DRS seems quite powerful down the pit straight. So we might see a few overtakes around there when we get to round 10.
I'm already excited. Can we get to Imola already? Can we just have Imola round 8? Can we just have him around 8? I absolutely love. It's hard to drive, to be fair, but it's a lot of fun. It's very, very challenging in a way as well. And I always love driving a new track, because you're learning so many different lines, and everyone will be in the same boat as well. And you know, it's like with the new handling as well. People are still finding their feet with the new handling too. But I think a lot of people are getting better at that now. So that's why we're seeing a lot better results as well. And I think we're seeing some more moves being made, I think, through the field as well. More penalties as well. And this could change things rapidly at the moment. 4 temps separating the key 2 and Janel. So we've got the 2 Alpha Tauris battling again. This is like before the safety car happened. They're still going for it, which is great to see right now. Carl's not been able to overtake the driver, so maybe pitting under the safety car was probably not the best move from Kyle.
No, he's in the pack. No, Chris, interesting enough, actually matched his fastest lap that last lap. Chris is really pushing, and he's getting a lot of time in DRS. And if you can get a nice run like the last lap, he had a great run through Magnus Becker's last lap. He may be an opportunity to overtake a Scorpion. He goes a very wide there. He goes, well, what happened there? It's a bit of a moment. Look at Chris, he's all the back of Glock. Now, if Chris can hang in here around this section, but you got to remember, dirt chair in Cops is quite difficult. So, yeah, Glock is a good exit there, and Glock is. Yeah, but Chris is using a lot of battery, so I think Chris is hoping and praying and get by this lap. If not, he's in trouble for his ERS.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the ERS right now, due to the fact that it is a high-speed circuit as well. If you use too much ERS very quickly and don't save a lot, then you're pretty much going to be in trouble for the rest of the race. And that is what Scorpion is doing. Scorpion is saving it and only using it when he is needing to, and that is benefiting him right now in terms of his championship contenders. As we got Glot and Chris almost going for a move there as well. Chris almost had him there as well. This could be the on-track race lead, and it could be for some positions as well. These two are definitely praying for a safety car, which could put them back in contention on this race. Battle Angel getting another penalty again.
Sorry, J-League Battle Angel were fighting, and Battle Angel moved across, and J-League had to go on the grass there to avoid incident, and he spun. So J-League is, I think, put the curse on this race. He's not having a good race, and yeah, J-League, Battle Angel got by him into Stowe, and they were fighting down towards Club, and yeah, J-League got forced on the grass, and he had a bit of a half spin. So yeah, J-League's up to 15th now.
Yeah, bit of a shame now. He was kind of hoping for another podium this week, but it looks like he's not going to get one. So a shame now. Hopefully he'll bounce back when we head to Austria next week, which does provide his fair share of battles. I'm looking forward to commentating on that one as well. Meanwhile, College just doesn't have the pace on Scorpion right now as well, but we still got people yet to make their second stops. Don't forget, the top 4 are the only drivers to make their second stop. Everybody else in the field from 5th downwards have made their second stop. So I wonder where this is going to put Glock, Chris, Scorpion and Colin. This may drop them way down the order, and it may draw them out of the points as well. But they're going to be on the fresher grip at the end of it, and they may try and climb. But we already see with the likes of Kyle and Colin, even now, trying to get past the medium runners is a lot harder than we once feared, actually. So, speaking of Colin, I thought he was going to go into the pits there, but he does not. I think around about lap 18, lap 19, I would expect people to pit. Maybe lap 16 if you're lucky. But you can pit for now, and you can get the soft to the end. But it's about timing the pit stop right, because if you pit a lot earlier, and then obviously the drivers, I think it's showing that the overcut is working better, but we'll find out very, very shortly indeed, as Johannes could go for a move on White Fountain, but again, he can't do it. Carl finally got past Battle Angel. He's up to 13th. One place more, and he'll be in the points.
Casper's in for a pit, so I believe he might have took a bit of damage there. He's in, so he's going to drop orders back a bit. But yeah, these front four, when they pit, they're going to drop to the back, basically. So, and yeah, they will be quicker, but I can't see them progressing that high up through this DRS trail. I think Larkin, he's sticking in there. He knows what he's got to do. He's got to just keep with these guys, and Larkin should be on for win here. And Colin, Colin's looking really good on these soft tyres. He's really pressuring Scorpion, but I believe there's a bit of a moment in sector 2, and Larkin's on the back of him. But Larkin knows, just don't do anything stupid. He knows this. If there's no safety car, Larkin and Jarno and Nikitu are going to be on for the White Fountain. White Fountain's going to have a good result in that today.
Really Colin has got on the grass. He's got a bit wide. That's given Larkin the speed that he needs, and he's probably his soft tyres before he's starting to degrade a little bit. So if I was Colin, maybe he could pit now, because he's stuck in traffic. He's stuck in a sandwich. So pitting now would help him get into some clean air, but he decides to stay out. But Glock's in. Glock is going to be triggering the pit stops. Will anyone else that's not yet past the pit lane go in? No. No one is doing so. So Colin obviously stays out, but I think Colin will follow them in. Same with the likes of Scorpion as well, potentially. And that will still leave 3 drivers yet to make their second stop. So where does that put Glock? That puts Glock in 13th. 14th, so...
Yeah, Batley goes in, so yeah. He's going a long way back. Look how far back he is. I think he will score points, but it'll be minor points. And Chris and Scorpion on the same strategy. I'm amazed that Aston Martin didn't split the strategy. I'm amazed they're both committed to the same strategy. I thought one of them would have definitely pitted twice under the safety car. I'm quite amazed by that, because they could have been on for a much better result than what they are, because they're going to drop. Look how far back Glock is. He's 13 seconds back on J-Luke. Yeah, I think he may get J-Luke, because J-Luke is struggling, but I can't see him getting... He might get up to Kyle, I think, but any further than that, it's going to be a struggle.
He's going to hope for a safety car. He's been getting luck with safety cars recently, isn't he? So he's praying to the safety car gods. But there's not much to go until the end of this race. So time is running out for Glock, and for Chris, and for Scorpion, and for Colin. So, but it looks like Colin's trying to get ahead of Scorpion in the pit stop. It's going to be tight, but I think Scorpion just edged in there, and they're both staying out. So... that is intriguing on why they're not following the likes of Glock in, but again, maybe they want to be on the sauce for longer.
Yeah, Silverstone is a track where there's a lot of runoff, and the barriers are quite a long way back. I think the safety cap on Silverstone is one of the lowest on the F1 game, so I don't think he'll get saved. I don't think safety car. I believe when you get to around lap 21, 22, that's lap 21, I think it's the last lap before a safety car will come out. So yeah, these guys, they're hanging for a safety car, but I don't see it. These guys are driving clean tonight, they're in DRS trains, nobody's really being too aggressive. So yeah, I think Glock did the right thing there, pitting and just trying to make the best of it, put some quick laps together and see if he can catch J-Luke, but it's still 11 seconds. I don't think he'll get in the back. I don't think he'll get in the back of J-Luke. I think Glock at best.
Larkin, I think, got past Colin into Woodcote.
Yeah. That was a key move for Larkin there. He might be able to pull away now and maybe catch back a Scorpion. But yeah, mentioning Glock, I think the best result for him would be about 11th place. As Batley just spun it, but he's not going to hit a wall. So
I hope not.
No safety car there. So yeah, Larkin has pulled off the masterclass. It's all about AlphaTauri. And what will these Alpha Aston Martins do? Will Aston Martin stay out? As I believe they've got Yarlow and Colin go side by side into. They go side by side into Stowe.
Is Colin coming to the pits?
Yeah, Colin's in. It's no surprise. It's losing time. That was no brainer. Colin may try and undercut the two Aston Martins who go hanging here, which I don't think it's going to work. No,
but it's not. I think that just leads Chris and Scorpion to box as well. And Scorpion is praying. He is praying for a safety car, but again, it's just not going to happen. So that's advantage Larkin and advantage Janel. When was the last time we saw Janel in the top two of a race? That was probably in his championship winning season in position. I think it was season 16, I think, or 15. I can't remember. But it was actually, he won it both seasons. What you on about? Season 16, I'll have to say. So he was obviously a double world champion in position, and he's already absolutely smashing it. He probably wasn't expected to do as well, but he'll probably take it after the trouble he had last week with the incidents he had around Belgium. Casper getting a time penalty as well. That gives him more of an advantage. I'm getting the gap to interval now so you guys can see what the battles we have got unfolding at the moment. Chris leads his teammate by 1.7 seconds, but the interesting thing, they can't go double stack, so Chris will have to go in first, I'm almost certain, or maybe Scorpion could go first so he's not stuck in traffic. I don't know what the Aston Martin drivers will do, as that is Larkin that gets past.
That's pit now.
I would box. No.
Staying out though.
He's challenging Larkin as well. And don't forget, it is a mandatory 2-stop rule here at OneHubRacing. So if you do forget to pit, you will be disqualified. And let's hope none of the Aston Martins do that, as they're the only two drivers out of everybody yet to do their 2-stop. Everyone did their 2-stop quite early on, which is kind of a rarity in OneHubRacing. But like we said, safety cars are quite vital to get 2 stops done and dusted as well. So, you know, I think that's probably curtains for obviously Aston Martin, because obviously the pit lane loss is quite massive, and even Glock's catching, so I'm worried that the two Aston Martins will fall way behind Glock, battling with another penalty.
Colin will undercut them. Colin will for sure undercut these guys. So yeah, they might even score points tonight, the Aston Martin guys. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, all these drivers were complaining about safety cars, but I keep saying it, if people don't crash, there won't be safety cars. And we're going to go and crash tonight, and it just shows you, if, as I mentioned, the safety car, I think is realistically saying, I believe if you do crash in real life, F1, you do get a safety car. So these guys kept it clean, and we've had no safety cars. So it just shows you, keep it clean, no safety cars. And these Alpha Aston Martin guys were complaining about safety car, but well,
they kind of wish they're having one now, aren't they?
Yeah. Because one of them's going to have to pit now, because I believe we are just about in the window where it can come out, but I'm not seeing any moments of drivers. Tyre had to pit. Yeah, as I mentioned, tyre wear is good, and I think Colin Midge. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think Colin will jump them, so we'll see as he goes through Chapel now as well. Obviously, Casper and Battle Angel, they're having a nightmare of a race, so they're not going to catch up at all. And you can see how Battle Angel is struggling. I feel quite bad for these two having a nightmare of a race on their own as well. It kind of reminds me about me and around Silverstone. Even though I didn't spin as much, I was just fighting alone in P13. So I know how they feel. Just not give up, and obviously it will come back to reward you in races to come. You could still get fastest lap, actually. So Battle Angel and Casper could get a point. Same with Colin as well, and Scorpion.
Side by side.
Always going to be side by side to turn 3. Colin just about gets ahead, but Scorpion with the fresher tyre. There's game on between Colin and Scorpion then. And I wonder what Chris will be thinking. Chris will be need to push, and he is pushing. Look at his ERS usage right now, 3%.
Yeah, Colin's going to get Scorpion moved in, but Scorpion at the moment, he's found the outside. Good move there by Scorpion in 13th place, but at the moment, when Chris pits, Scorpion's going to score a point. He only helps a slap point, and Glock, he's 5 seconds behind Jadek. What's the lap times? How much is Glock closing on the McLaren? He's closing by about a second lap. So yeah, Glock will be back of Jadek, but I don't think they'll get by, because them softs will wear out. And what's Chris doing? He's staying out. I think Chris, I think he's done now, because Seta will not come out now. It's
Please
too late.
Don't tell me he's forgotten.
Chris is the most experienced driver in OneHubRacing. I'm pretty sure he knows the pit.
I'm sure Mark Scorpio will be telling him, you need to pit, you need to pit.
Yeah, because you remember, as Colin has been past Scorpio enough, I remember we had one moment selves in the past in their podium tier season 13, we had a championship decider, and the guy winning the championship forgot to pit in the last lap, and he lost the championship. So this could have that again, but yeah, this is
Please
gonna.
don't.
Yeah, but
Please don't.
No,
I don't want Silverstone flashback. It happened in Silverstone as well. So
Yeah,
I
Scott
don't want
gets
any
penalty.
flashbacks. So Chris, pit for goodness sake. I don't want any flashbacks. But I'm sure he's a smart guy. He won't forget, and I'm sure Mark won't let him forget. So, So we'll be Larkin, the net race leader. Janel in second, Lakitu third. They have no penalties. Battle Angel with another one. He's got to be careful not to be disqualified this way. Right Found is a net P4. Like we said earlier, the two Alpines, they're having a good race. They're a net P. Well, I'm just trying to a net P4 and 6 at the moment.
Chris, is he coming in? Yeah, he's coming in. He has to give up a
Finally.
Larkin take the lead. So look at this one, the battle for the lead between Larkin, Janel, White Falcon, Hannes, and Nick. I think Janel. Now, what will Janel do? What's battery like? I've got quite similar levels of battery. I wonder if Janel may just wait to the final lap to pounce, because this is going to be interesting as we see Chris. Where will he come out in relation to Scorpion and Colin? Scorpion just overtake Colin, but Scorpion's got a time penalty, so Scorpion's not going to score points. I don't think I think Chris may get undercut by these two.
Let's see.
It's going to be tight again. But Chris leads the pit. They're coming down the pit straight. This is going to be side by side, like we mentioned previously. Chris, is he going to keep the points position? Yes, he does. Scorpio might have a run on him, but Chris, well, at least Aston Martin is going to score points tonight. We're going to.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to see who their nearest rivals are in the constructors. They're Red Bull. And that's P9 and P11 right now. So they got to get a move on. But even with the high gap, they're still going to be in P1 by the end of tonight. So not the be all and end all. And obviously AlphaTauri, the guys are doing so well, and Alpine, they're in P10 and P9 in the standings. So we got a yellow flag. That is J-Luke, who spun in the old pit exit. Oh, cops.
Virtual safety car. Wow, I bet Chris is kicking himself. Wow, that's safe. If he stayed out a lap longer, Chris might have actually got a decent haul of points. As Nick's in. Wow, Nick's in. Wow,
Nick,
why is
what are you
Nick
doing,
in?
Mate?
Why is he in? He's in 6th place. What's he doing?
He probably fixes a safety car, but he's probably he's probably going to kick himself when he realises it's not.
He should. I think Glock will get ahead of him here. So Glock is gonna. He's going to do what champions do. He's going to make the best of a bad day. Now, Nick's going to lead the pits. Glock's on a Delta. I think Nick will be in 9th place. Nick did have a time penalty, so... Did he have a stop world penalty? Glock's going to get ahead of him. Wow, Glock's in 9th. Glock is just doing what he has to do. He messed up the strategy. He's 9th place. He's going to get 4 points. As Nick's will come out ahead of Chris and Scorpion. This is turning out from bad to worse for Aston Martin. And see what when's this restart going to happen? We'll see if Jarno can maybe catch Larkin unaware here for the race win. But Lakitu and White Falcon, what great drives by these guys! Nowhere in the championship, and they're just doing a great job. And for Hayden's taking Luke in the VSC, what will happen there? Luke's going to place back. And look at Jarno on the back of Larkin. Jarno got a great restart there. He's going to have DRS Larkin. He's going to have to go on that battery for sure, but Jarno gets on the curb, that might affect him, but he's going to have a run down the hanger straight. Larkin's defenceless, and Jarno, obviously, he could have won in Singapore. He's going to win in Silverstone round the outside of Stowe. These two bang wheels, that might allow Lakitu through. They're going to go side by side. Jarno will have the inside line. Yes, goes for it, and he's going to get the move done. Can he slow down though? Yes, he can. No, Larkin, he can't get through. He stops on the apex, and Jarno's in the lead now. What will Larkin do? Can he fight back? As Verheinen's overtaking Luke again, but wow, Jarno got a great restart there under the VSC.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely controlled from Janel as well. He could be on for his first race victory since season 16, I believe, which will be incredible as well. But Larkin's got a good run on the Wellington straight there, and he's going to get the DRS as well. This could be the win for Larkin, but this is the penultimate lap, so anything can happen. As Janel's going to hold on then into Brooklands, and now heading towards Luffield Corner then, and heading into Woodcote. Chris scores time penalty. This could change things quite massively, and if you have no penalties, maybe your race is not over after all. Watch out for Kyle, watch out for Glock. Kyle could jump quite a few positions actually. He could jump to P7, so his race is not over yet. And Nikita still could be on for this race win as well. If any of the top two mess up, Nikita could be on for his first win since his and White Fountain. Nikita is gaining quite a lot on Larkin though.
He won 2 for AlphaTauri.
Yeah, we could have an AlphaTauri 1-2. I wonder if they probably regret not being in a team pie. And his ERS, he's doing alright. He saved a lot of ERS in that VSC. So the AlphaTauri is definitely benefiting from that VSC as well. White Fountain as well. And the guys near the back of this train, they're just hoping any of these drivers make a mistake. But the way this is going, it doesn't look like it at the moment.
No, final lap, and yeah, Yano got a great run for around the corner. He might be okay, but Nikita is on the back of Larkin. It's probably a DRS train. It's going to be quite difficult. These guys to make moves. Obviously, Jan Hannes is home for absolute carnage ahead, so I can't see it happening. None of these guys got penalties, so they've kept it clean, which is quite impressive around here. There's Yarkin, he's going to get a run down the Wellington Straight, but I think Jan will be just about safe, and Nikita has had a bad run through there. His Nick does set the fastest lap, but he's going to be 10th place, I believe. Look how close Larkin got to Yano there. Wow, almost contact. I believe it's a lap car ahead of Casper. Now, will he get involved in this? Obviously, he should ghost, but I think they'll be alright. But Larkin was laying the brakes there, but Yano just out held on.
This is absolutely close. It could all go wrong at a drop of a hat. I hope it does not go wrong at a drop of a hat, but what an almighty finish if it did, I have to say. Final lap, they're going through sector 2 now. Jaylu just set the fastest lap, so he'll probably get a redemption for that, but there still could be more people that could get fastest lap. So Janel, Larkin, Nikita, White Fountain, Johannes, all fighting for the race victory. Here comes Larkin. Surely this is easy pickings for the Mercedes driver. Looks very, very comfortable on the brakes there. He could be free abreast as well, because Nikita is also in this as well. Is he going to go for a last minute send? A bit of a contact there, but I don't think it's going to change anything. Is Nikita going to go for the sender dreams? He's not. As Larkin's going to come across the line, and he wins in Silverstone. Nikita second, White Fountain third.
Last lap.
Yeah, not got penalty last lap. That promotes White Fountain on the podium, and Johannes up to
last corner,
fourth.
I believe. Wow, last corner got a warning, third warning, and he's dropped from second to fifth.
No,
wow,
Jano.
White Fountain, what a drive by him on the podium. Lakitu, what a drive by him. That's more like it. And Larkin, a great drive from him. These guys, they definitely got a strategy. Like the champion contenders, all messed up today. They overestimate the safety car. Scorpion does get 12 and the fast lap. Scorpion does get 2 points, and I believe Glock.
Maybe Jayluke could steal it at the last second.
Oh yeah, Jayluke maybe could, but Glock, 5th place, 5 points for Glock, no points for Chris. Jayluke, what can he do? He's down his time, I believe. Jayluke's going slow in the final few corners.
He's not gonna be fastest lap. No. So fastest lap outside the top 10 belongs to Scorpion. Fastest lap inside the top 10 belongs to Colin, I think.
And look at
Colin get the fastest lap point in. Actually, no, it's not Colin, it's Glock.
Yeah, look at Glock though. He jumped for Heyman at the end. He jumped for Heyman for 8th place. That could be a crucial point for Glock. I have to say, he damaged imitation for sure. Now, can Casper nick this fastest lap off Scorpion? Let's see. He's going to go for the final corners now. I don't think he will. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. And I've got a note on why Nick Pitt, obviously you asked that in one of our chats. Nick said he thought there were more laps to go. Oh, Nick, you big bottle.
Yeah, obviously, there's like 5 laps to go, I think. But yeah, be a top 6. But at least his teammates scored points. Now I'm going to be safe to say I think Alpine will not be last in the constructors anymore, so I can maybe not be shocked anymore.
Not necessarily, because AlphaTauri, don't forget, scored big with Lakita and Janel.
Oh yeah, it's going to be really tight again. But while the top teams in their constructors and the driver champion didn't score many points, but Glock at the end there did get them points. But the day has to go to Larkin. What a win by the man in the Mercedes.
I believe, I'm just looking at the standings, it will be his second victory of the season. And the only person to get more than one victory is Glock. So that is Larkin's championship fight continuing quite a lot. So Larkin wins from Lakitu, Wyatt Fountain, Johannes after starting 8th as well. Lakitu after starting 10th. That's incredible. Janel 5th, Carl 6th, Lukey 7th, Glot 8th, Verheyen 9th, Nick 10th, Colin 11th, Scorpion in 12th. Scorpion also gets the fastest lap point outside the top 10, and we have Glot getting it inside the top 10. The ones who just missed out on points are Chris, J. Luke, Battle Angel and Casper, and your only retirement today is Ali B. So we are continuing the trend in both the tiers we're involved in to have not many retirements on track. So that's just testament to all the drivers. And before we go, we've got it's going to be very difficult for both to decide, but we've got to pick drivers of the day and ask a question. And I can't pick between. There's certain drivers I want to pick, but I just can't pick them all. But I'll let you go first. Who's your driver of the day and what would you like to ask him?
I'm going to go for a guy who is racing a quick tier before. I've not had the best of seasons, and I'm going to go for Lakitu for the podium. Great drive by him. He deserves some credit, and I'm going to ask him, well done, mate. That's more like it. How did that feel, and what did you think when you saw them first of all not pitting? Were you shocked that they didn't pit for a second time?
To be honest, that was one of the people I was going to pick as well. But I usually like to go for the race winner. But there's someone that deserves it even more than a race winner. Sorry, Larkin. He's probably going to kill me now. But I'm going to have to go with Wyatt Fountain as the second driver of the day. He started quite low as well, and he managed to finish in 3rd place. He gained 9 positions. He started 12. So both Wyatt Fountain and Lakitu gained a lot. And my question to Wyatt Fountain is this a sign of things to come for you after an impressive performance in Silverstone? So that is my question to Wyatt Fountain, and obviously Jamie's question to Lakitu. You can vote for those drivers at a poll that go out later, all the other tiers tonight, apart from obviously Podium, because Podium doesn't have a stream. But every other tier has a stream, so you can vote for the other 3 tiers as well. So that is it then. Next week we head to Austria, which is a lap times which are going to be absolutely critical in qualifying, close to the 1 minute range. I think it's going to be absolutely insane to watch. Will we see some wet weather? Because we haven't seen any wet weather in a while. I think the drivers will be relieved that it was probably dry today, but for some drivers, they'll probably, like Glot, it was going to be wet. But thanks for joining us again, Jamie. And before we go, we're going to talk about the sponsors. I was about to end the stream, but I needed to say the sponsors as well. So thank you to our sponsors, Next Level Racing, who are providing a direct drive stand to the driver with the most driver of the days. And we've also got 3M Sim Racing that are providing sim racing gloves to the combined most poles and fastest laps. And we also got Vespertine that are providing merch to OneHubRacing, as well as money for our championship prizes, as well as ERT, who are sponsoring the Going Gets Tough award this season. Then you have to finish outside the top 3, complete all your media day stuff, and that's it really as well. And also thank you to our race premium drivers, which are Glock, Chris, Scorpion, Verheyen, J. Luke, Larkin, Johannes, Lukey, Casper, Colin R. Mason, Wyatt Fountain, Ali B, Lakitu and Riley Byers. And also thanks to our ERT drivers, which is Kyle, Janel and Nick. So for myself and Jamie, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next week at 7:45 for the Austrian Grand Prix. What a crazy race we had. And make sure you join Pinnacle tier right now. They're streaming on YouTube as they're in the middle of their race. Hopefully it's just as crazy as our race. So I've been Jess, Jamie has been Jamie. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.